month of March is almost over. It is March 30th, 2023. Thank you for watching the Calvary briefing today. One of the things that I regularly think about is the whole issue of memory. As a pastor who preaches every week, I've been told by many that the average congregation doesn't even remember the title of the message from the week before. We forget so much. And the same is true of reading. And as you know, on this episode of the briefing, I often encourage people to read. Well, the question comes up, if we forget so much, why do we keep on reading? And an author by the name of Trevin Wax addressed this issue recently in an article entitled, "Why Read If You Forget Most Everything Anyway?" And he quotes a young John Piper in 1981. Piper was a new pastor at a church in Minneapolis, and he was trying to encourage his children's Sunday school teachers. They were telling him about all the things that they had to battle, all of the things that their students were watching during the week, all that they had to do in terms of their school education or their homeschool education. And the teachers just really were at the point of throwing up their hands and saying, what can we do if we only have an hour a week or a half an hour a week with these kids? And Piper said this, "I do not remember 99% of what I read. I don't remember books whole." But then he went on to say, "It is sentences that change your life, not books. What changes a life is a new glimpse into reality or truth, or some powerful challenge that comes to us, or some resolution of a long-standing dilemma that we've had. And most of those, the insight, the challenge, or the resolution, are usually embodied in a very short sentence with just a very little space, a paragraph or a sentence, and whammo, it hits home and we remember it and affects us for our whole life long." As true as that is, Trevin Wax also wanted to emphasize the other 99% of what we read. And he calls the rest of his article the power of the 99%. Sometimes we get discouraged because people don't remember things that we have taught them, things that we have said. Another author by the name of Austin Carty lets us know that the purpose of reading is not just to throw a bunch of information into our brains. He writes, "Uploading information to our brains is not the main reason for reading. The point is this: the primary purpose of reading is not to be able to consciously recall what we have read. It's to constantly keep refining the lens through which we see reality. Even though we don't remember 90% of what we read, it still gets inside of us in ways we're unaware of and at depths we don't know we have. It still enriches our filter, even when we don't realize it is happening. At a moment, what we are reading impacts the way we look at the world. And even if we don't remember that, we oftentimes continue to look at the world in that same way." C.S. Lewis made a similar point years before Austin Carty was alive. And he said, "Those of us who have been true readers all of our life seldom fully realize the enormous extension of our being which we owe to authors. The man who has consented to be only himself, and therefore less a self, is in prison. My own eyes are not enough for me. I will see through those of others." Don't be discouraged by the fact that you don't remember 99% of what you read. Be encouraged that there is the 1%, the sentence every here and there that impacts you for the rest of your life. But also realize the other 99% is still forming you and still causing you to look at the world in a different way. Trevin Wax closes his article with these words: "This is why you read. Remembering everything you read isn't the point. Yes, you can read with the hope of encountering one sentence that strikes you with insight and changes your life, but encountering all the other paragraphs and chapters that don't stand out still shapes and forms you and forms your outlook in ways you don't see or fully comprehend. The effects of reading go far beyond the details you remember or the sentences you highlight. Reading enhances your filter, giving you knowledge and insight that will reverberate in your mind in ways you can't perceive, offering a measure of wisdom and breadth you wouldn't otherwise have." So be encouraged to read. That's why you read, and why even the books you can't remember still matter.